Here are 10 disturbing details from the Arkham games. Before we start, I'm trying to reach 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so if I can get there, I'd really appreciate it. But without further ado, leave a like on the video, and let's start with the first one here. Jason Todd. Normally, his story goes that Joker killed him when Jason attempted to fight him alone, and Jason comes back resurrected as the Red Hood, Gotham's lethal vigilante. In the Arkham games, though, it's a bit different on that storyline. Here, Jason Todd was tortured for not just a day, as he normally is more or less, but here, he's tortured for about 2 whole years by the Joker in the asylum. In the games, Joker sends Batman a video of Jason getting tortured and ultimately shot and killed, which Batman thought was legit, as he told Jason himself.
Joker sent me the film. I saw him kill you. Don't you dare lie to me!
But did Batman truly believe that? You see, during the scene where Batman hallucinates about Jason's death at Panessa Studios, if you look very closely, you can see that when Joker shoots the bullet, it actually does not hit Jason and flies past his shoulder. Now, this could be a simple Easter egg, but it may actually just be a far more disturbing detail. This could show us that deep down, Batman knew that Jason was alive and just never perhaps accepted it. A piece of evidence I want to point out is that this hallucination all happens in Batman's mind. It's not some outside source putting this in his head, it's just him. So the bullet flying past his shoulder likely means that Batman noticed that detail. And also, Batman was very persistent throughout the game on finding out who the Arkham Knight was. This could be a sign that deep down, Batman knew the Arkham Knight was Jason, and just couldn't accept it because it would mean his greatest failure is back to haunt him. It's a really sad detail where Batman couldn't accept reality. Throughout the Arkham games, there are clearly a lot of thug conversations. There's a lot in Arkham Asylum too, obviously. However, the one in this detail is very disturbing and shows a more sinister side of Joker's gang. Take a listen.
That's the last thing. We locked them up. Bat's not getting through here.
But if the Joker wanted to slow Batman down, why'd he open up access to the tunnel in the first place?
Questioning the boss again? You've done nothing but whine since we got busted out.
Yeah, Joker sends his girlfriend down and tells us to guard the tunnel. We guard the tunnel. Joker tells us to kill the bat. We kill the bat.
Joker told me to kill my sister once.
Did you do it?
Hell yeah! Never liked her anyway.
You're cold, man. Funny thing, he said the same to me. I told him I didn't even have a sister. He just kept telling me to do it. So I got in my car and ran over the first bitch I saw. Joker seemed happy.
Ha ha. He's a barrel of laughs. Kind of a mystery, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, but he acts all crazy one minute, and then the next he's all plans and jobs. Who knows what goes on in that head?
Not our problem. But if he sends Harley back down here, we'll really be in trouble. Anyone got anything to drink?
No.
Sometimes it's really easy to forget that the Joker gang, while pretty funny at times, can also be very scary. The inmates are crazy and will do things like kill their family for the Joker. Anybody for that matter. Sometimes the dark stuff gets hidden between the cracks in these games, and the Joker gang seems to be doing some of the darker things in the Arkhamverse. Nora Freeze. Mr. Freeze's wife is likely one of the most innocent characters in the Arkhamverse, all things considered. She's trapped in an icebox that seemingly seems like forever. Mr. Freeze tries to find a cure for her since the Arkham Origins days. However, it's not talked enough about how she is constantly being used as a means to get to Mr. Freeze. In Arkham City, she was taken from Freeze, forcing him to ask Batman to help find her, which Batman did. In Arkham Origins, Ferris Boyle basically used her as a study on how Mr. Freeze got her in cryostasis, not caring about her own life, and in Arkham Knight, she was abducted by the militia and Batman once again had to save her. And at the end of it all, what was her reward? Not finding any cure at all, wasting all that time and spending whatever time she has left with Mr. Freeze. Even though it may be a repetitive storyline, it shows a lot about Gotham and its citizens, using an innocent person to get what they want. Whether it's money or making Freeze do what they want, it doesn't matter. Gotham is insanely corrupt, and the only person that helped Mr. Freeze was a guy dressed in a bat costume. And you would think with how long Nora was in that chamber, there would be some light at the end of the tunnel, but no, it was all for nothing, and she lives her final days with Victor. It's depressing, it's dark, and while I have talked about Nora before in these videos, it's more so about Gotham and its corruption, and how they put people in these positions like Nora here, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. She's used as a puppet, and she gets nothing at the end for it. It's disturbing, but also sad. In Batman Arkham Origins, there are case file missions you do across the city, one of which is the Horace Riley case that takes place in Crime Alley, the same place where Bruce's parents were killed. When going over there, Batman realizes that he knew the couple that was killed here in this case file, which establishes a personal connection with the victims. But one of the most eerie parts of the mission is that if you slow down the reconstruction, you can spot the bodies of Thomas and Martha Wayne very briefly. This Easter egg shows us that this case hits home for Batman with some people he knew dying where his parents did. And in the mission, when you find the suspect, Batman is really close to seemingly killing this guy, letting his anger take over.
What do you think you're doing? Do you know who I am?
I know exactly who you are. You didn't do it for money. You didn't even do it for love.
You're choking me. I can't breathe.
Not out of jealousy, not out of anger. You did it because you're a small, selfish, malicious...
Sir, is everything all right? Your vital signs are rather erratic.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Alfred, let the GCPD know that Ian Chase has been apprehended. I'm also sending you the evidence I collected.
Certainly, sir. And might I recommend you be on your way? No need to spend any more time there.
One detail I do find creepy here is that Crime Alley isn't just a place that Bruce's parents died. It's likely a place where a lot of people died, hence given the name Crime Alley. People die all the time here, and Batman's parents were just one among them, and now his friends are also killed. It's pretty eerie and sheds light on Crime Alley being more than just the death of the Waynes. Batman Arkham Origins has a prequel comic series, and while this comic isn't typically defined as canon as most of the Arkham comics are, there is an instance here I wanted to put in this video that is disturbing but also highlights a side of Arkham Batman we don't see in the games. So in the comics, Batman travels to the Beacon Hotel where he tries to ambush Black Mask alongside the Penguin, doing some kind of meeting there. While Batman is spying on them, he realizes there's a child with her parents hiding on the second floor near Batman, which catches Batman off guard. Shortly after, Penguin ends up screwing Black Mask over and prepares to shoot and kill him, which is about to start a gang fight, which forces Batman to either go there to stop the gang fight and potentially save Black Mask, leaving the family defenseless, or guide the family to safety before the shootout happens. The comic is unique as they actually allow two paths you can choose depending on what page you flip to, so you can see both decisions in the comic. But in the first choice where Batman attempts to save Black Mask, the family gets caught in the shootout, but they are able to survive and Batman gets them to the ambulance before they die, saving them. In the second option, however, where Batman tries to lead the family out of there, Batman is caught having to fight off a brute, and in the crossfire and distraction, the kid's parents get killed. Batman, now seeing the kid crying, starts to blame himself and says the deaths are on him. Batman mentions how he knows the look of the kid, as that was once him. It's a really sad detail showing a side of Arkham Batman we don't typically see, where he tries to comfort a kid after she loses her parents. It shows yet another dark and unforgiving element of Gotham City where innocents are constantly getting caught in the crossfire, and that people like Batman blame themselves. A pretty disturbing detail, and I wish we saw stuff like this in the games. Calendar Man. This video is the perfect area to talk about some of his insane stories that he shares over the course of the year in Arkham City. One of his crazier stories is on New Year's, and just check out what he has to say.
New Year's Day. Should old acquaintance be forgot and all that. I made sure she wouldn't forget me that day, didn't I, Batman? It was the first New Year's party I'd been invited to in a long time. But then I wasn't really invited, was I? The restraining order saw to that. Still, she and I had been close, or so I believed. And a new year means a new start. I admit, stepping into a crowded ballroom with a flamethrower was a bit dramatic. But what better way to melt the ice at a party? Perhaps she should have taken that cup of kindness from me when I first offered.
Obviously very insane and just downright crazy. A woman gets a restraining order against Calendar Man, and in retaliation, he uses a flamethrower to mass murder a bunch of people at a party she was at. All because she didn't take the quote-unquote cup of kindness he offered, which probably means some sort of laced drink if I had to guess. Not much explanation to be made here. Calendar Man is nothing short of one of the darkest elements in the Arkham universe, and it makes sense as to why he's locked up inside a prison, inside a bigger prison. The story is even more disturbing when you think about how this story is just an insane stalker storyline, which is unfortunately something that does happen often in real life. So this one's pretty interesting. There's an urban legend in Batman Arkham City that has sparked quite a bit of popularity as of recent, and that legend is the dark entity that follows Batman around in Arkham City. So there's a rumor going around in Batman Arkham City that Batman is being followed by some kind of entity, stalking you as you progress through the story and free roam the city. It's described to be a featureless all-black figure with glowing white or red eyes, which you can see peeking around corners or standing on rooftops. It's also said that if you get close to the entity, it crashes your game or it just kills Batman. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is nothing short of a playground rumor, as there is no actual real footage of the entity found online. So if this were real, there would for sure be footage of it at this point. But it's still something I wanted to put in the video, as it sparks a real discussion on how playground rumors are even in the Arkham games. Even if the entity is fake, the mere rumor and thought of it is enough to be a little disturbing. A game where you're basically alone in a dark, gritty super prison, the quiet eeriness of the city that's sometimes interrupted by the sounds of crows or the wind. And just thinking about some entity stalking you can put a little bit of fear in you. It reminds me of something like, and this might be random, the Super Mario 64 horror-like feeling, as in that game, you're basically alone in this giant empty castle. And for some people, that has a level of eeriness to it. Arkham City is in that similar vein, as you do feel alone at times, and the thought of some entity following you invokes more of that fear. While it's not a true detail, it's disturbing nonetheless, and it's interesting that Arkham City has a playground rumor like this. Hugo Strange. While he's unfortunately not shown too much in Arkham City despite being one of the bigger villains in the story, the audio tapes show how grotesque and evil he can be by using drastic measures to get what he wants from these villains. There's a few characters here I wanted to discuss, and how he made them tick with his own malicious ideas. For one, there's Mr. Freeze. Listen to his dialogue with him here.
Prisoner's here, sir.
Very good. Send him in.
But we haven't got the suit off him yet. He's dangerous. Are you sure?
Of course. Victor Freeze and I have much in common. We will be fine. Welcome to my facility. Please, take a seat.
I prefer to stand. Why am I here?
Oh, Victor, there will be plenty of time for that later. Right now, I wish to get to know you. Discover how you came to have such a frosty outlook on life.
I have nothing to say to you. You may have taken my weapons, but my suit still has considerable offensive capabilities. I will freeze the marrow in your legs. Each bone will shatter and fracture, while you will remain completely aware of your impending paralysis, begging me to end you.
I don't think that you will do that, Victor.
Really? Why not?
Simple. If you hurt me, your wife will die.
The rest of the audio tapes has Mr. Freeze listening to Hugo and obeying him so Nora wouldn't die. A really evil way of Hugo getting what he wants by threatening an innocent person to do so. But it doesn't stop there. There's another interaction with Catwoman he has, and when Selina doesn't do what he wants, he threatens her with this.
Have you calmed down yet?
Where is she?
That depends on your next answer. If you could save one person tonight, who would it be? Holly? Or the Batman?
He can look after himself.
Good. Holly is safe for now. Let us talk about Batman.
What do you think I can tell you that you don't already know? You've been sending your goons after him for months. He said you were studying him.
So you speak. Good. You never knew your father, correct?
Enough, Strange. This is over.
If you say so. Captain, do you have the girl in your sights?
Yes, sir.
Kill her.
No!
Are you prepared to talk? I thought so. Keep the girl targeted, Captain.
You bastard.
Shall we continue?
Holly is a friend and ally to Catwoman, usually a younger woman or kid at some points that grew up on the streets, and it could be argued she's Selina's closest friend. Hugo understood this and used her life to get Selina to do what he wanted. It's really cool as Hugo, we all know he's evil, but doing something like this is yet again another case of someone who's not in the game getting caught in the crossfire. But for the final audio tape I want to showcase, Hugo has a disturbing conversation with Mad Hatter. Check this one out.
Well done, well done. I must say you have outperformed even my wildest expectations.
Yes. Did you see the people at my tea party? They all behaved themselves.
Yes, they did, Jervis. I'm very pleased. I have just one last request to make of you. You must keep it a secret. Can you keep a secret, Jervis?
With enough hats, I can stop people remembering secrets. Does that count?
It will have to. I need you to pay a visit to Warden Sharp. He needs to come around to my way of thinking.
To join our tea party?
Exactly.
I don't want to.
Of course you do. How else will you get to play with Alice?
What?
I have a new assistant for you, Jervis. I had her brought in specially. Look at her. She's just through there.
Oh, Alice, she's here. No, what are you doing? I need to see her.
And you can, as soon as you do what I asked.
Can I keep her?
Of course. She'll be all yours. She's Alice.
This one to me is very eerie. First of all, Quincy Sharp was someone that Hugo manipulated and turned into his puppet. It's shown here that he used Mad Hatter to help to get Quincy to do what he wanted. And the next disturbing part, Hugo gets an assistant that he uses as Alice to get Jervis to do what he wants. Who is this woman? Is she being forced against her will to do this? Does she die shortly afterwards? Hugo tells Jervis that she's all yours, leaving her at his mercy. It sparks a lot of questions, and this one to me is darker than the others. It's not just killing somebody, it's putting someone in a fate worse than death, in my opinion, as nobody would ever willingly go over to Mad Hatter as his Alice. It's really dark stuff that puts into perspective on the lengths Hugo will go, and your mind races as to what happened to this woman. Victor Zsasz, one of Gotham's most heinous serial killers, is one of the villains that's actually still on the streets of Gotham after the events of Arkham Knight, where Batman says the city is safe. While looking through the security cameras trying to track down Oracle at the clock tower in the story, if you rewind it at a certain time, you will see Victor in the corner, confirming he is roaming the streets of Gotham during that night. This is put into more context in the Scar Tissue's Arkham Knight Gotham City storyline. In this storyline, it's revealed that Zsasz is targeting Penguin and Two-Face thugs, murdering them and putting them in poses like this one here. The reason he's doing this is because Scarecrow excluded Zsasz from his grand plan of attacking Gotham City, which upset Zsasz to say the least, and he presumably is walking around the night of Arkham Knight, killing people to send a message to Crane. It's revealed at the end of the story that Zsasz would wait for Batman to stop Scarecrow, and when he does, Zsasz would find Crane and cut him up. It's pretty dark and pretty crazy to think that Zsasz is still roaming around Gotham after the events of Arkham Knight. Makes you think that no matter how much Batman does, Gotham may never truly be safe. There's always something out there to be afraid of. Not just Batman, but also the corruption of the city. Professor Pig, one of the most vile villains in the Arkhamverse. We all know how insane this guy is, abducting people and turning them into Dollatrons, which is a fate worse than death. We've talked a lot about this villain before, but we've never really talked about his relationship with his mother. Professor Pig's mother. If you notice, Pig talks a lot about his mom, and how he always tries to please her. His second audio tape reveals that he's always trying to indeed please her, and that she is really hard to please.
My dearest son. Oh, my perfect child. I make these recordings so that you are not alone. So that you know Daddy loves his son. Daddy loves his little pig. The circus has traveled far, and we have brought joy to many sad people. they join us now like a big family, growing week by week. Now they feel no pain. They know nothing of misery. I call them my Dollartrons. To each new home we move at night, finding a fresh patch of earth to inhabit. Secret places in forgotten parts of town. Ugly wastelands where the locals stumble unawares into our candy-striped tent. The Dollartrons are the first to greet them with open arms and perfect faces. The climax of the show is when I take them to see Mother. Oh, I tell you, they are amazed by my imagination, confounded by my dexterity, as each is transformed into a beautiful work of art. But Mother is hard to please. She wants more, always more, never satisfied, always driving me to work harder to obtain perfection. And I will. Night has drawn its curtain yet again, and the circus moves on, our numbers swollen to a different patch of earth. On the dark horizon, the building tops glimmer, the heat and smog of industry shrouds a den of criminals and beasts. Gotham is her name. Janosch, I tell you, the circus has come home.
The third audio tape discusses Pig's son, Janos, and how Pig's mother would have murdered his son and the son's mother had Pig not intervened. And Professor Pig also refers to his own mother as Mother Goat. Check this out.
My dear Janosch, it is time you learned the truth about your mother, your real mother. I remember not her name or how she found me, wallowing in that pit of despair. Oh, like an angel, she swept into my turvy world, dragged me, screaming, from shapeless chaos, and wrapped me in her arms. She was a beauty, Janosch, a masterpiece, perfect in every way, until Mother Goat found her. Imagine my horror when I emerged from that dreamy soup and discovered what she'd done. Placenta face, cork-on smile, ribbons of ruptured flesh. Ooh, the nails had done their work. But by then my seed was already sown. Your life already begun. Mother would have killed you both had I not stopped her. Saved you from her rage. Day and night I worked, month after month, sculpting her loathsome clay to recapture the beauty that saved me that night. The night of your creation. She clung to me as you grew, as I toiled to make her right again. But nothing pleased Mother Goat. Nothing. I did all I could to fix her, to make her perfect. But by the time you came along, I couldn't even look upon that spoiled canvas of her face. I couldn't let that be the face that greeted you in this world. I had to end it, Janosch. For you. For Mother. She left me no choice.
The line where he says his mother would have killed his own son and the son's mom implies to me that Pig's mother is obviously just as bad, if not more sadistic, than Professor Pig. Willingly killing a child and mother because they're not quote-unquote perfect, or whatever it is some Leatherface type deal that's just downright one of the darkest stories implied in the Arkham games. Pig is really affected by his mother's words for who knows why. Maybe his mother greatly abused him growing up, probably something way more insane than that, cruel, disgusting. But any way you look at it, his mother must have been a very, very evil woman. Speculation here can go in so many disturbing paths, and it's like that because you have to ask yourself why Professor Pig is the way he is. And one more thing I wanted to bring up is the line where he refers to his mother as Mother Goat, and how she wasn't pleased here, as nothing did please her. This could imply that Professor Pig's mother was nothing but a hallucination in his mind and that she isn't real. Either way you look at it, it's a very dark and disturbing element of his character. Was his mother the reason Professor Pig is the way he is? What did his mother do to him? Is his mother even real at all? A lot of questions arise from these audio tapes, but not a lot of answers, only speculation. I wish we kind of learned more of Pig's backstory, as his mother could be more evil than Pig himself. But those are 10 disturbing details in the Arkham games. Let me know which one's your favorite or if any of them sucked. But as always, leave a like, comment, subscription, all that, man. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get to 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so if you enjoy my content, please drop a subscription. But other than that, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe and peace.